The Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the very first ever Ferrari to feature plug-in hybrid architecture, which sees the internal combustion engine integrated with not one or two, but three electric motors, two of which are independent and located on the front axle, with the third at the rear between the engine and the gearbox. It's also got a twin-turbo V8 in the 0 to 60 time is under 2.5 seconds. And with a max speed of about 340 kilometers an hour, which is about 211 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest production Ferraris to date. Pretty impressive numbers. The three electric motors add a combined output of about 217 brake horsepower to the twin-turbo V8 that has about 769 horses, for a total output of around 986 horsepower at around 8,000 RPM, and a max torque of 590 pound-feet at around 6,000 RPM. The engine is an evolution of the 488 Pista and F8 with an improved capacity and completely modified exhaust and intake. The transmission is a new 8-speed dual clutch. This new transmission is about 22 pounds lighter and more compact than the existing 7-speed transmission used by other Ferraris, partly due to the absence of a dedicated reverse gear, as the reversing is handled by the electric motors mounted on the front axle. This new transmission also comes with a 30% faster shift time of about 200 milliseconds. Ferrari says the car's name encapsulates the true significance of all that has been achieved in terms of performance. The reference to the 90th anniversary of the foundation of Scuderia Ferrari underscores the strong link that has always existed between Ferrari's track and road cars. A brilliant encapsulation of the most advanced technologies developed in Maranello, the SF90 Stradale is also the perfect demonstration of how Ferrari immediately transitions the knowledge and skills it acquires in competition to its production cars. Bold claims, yes, but they seem totally warranted. Most people that have driven the SF90 have given it great reviews, including a 10 out of 10 from Car and Driver and a 9 out of 10 from Top Gear. Now, much of what makes this car work needs cooling, from the engine to the electric motors to the battery pack, the brakes, and so on. Now, Ferrari says they've paid very close attention to all of this, and the design was very well thought out to ensure airflow reached all of these places as efficiently as possible. After all, the engine can generate temperatures of up to 900 degrees Celsius. So before I jump into the design of the car, which I do want to talk about, let's hear one of the most important things. Does it sound like a Ferrari? And I think the answer to that question is, yeah, it sounds pretty good if you ask me. Now let's take a look at both the exterior of the car and the interior of the car. I have a lot to talk about in regards to the exterior, so let's just do that part first. Alright, so we're here on Ferrari's official website for the SF90 Stradale, and this is a pretty good place, I think, to talk about certain design choices. So as per usual, Ferrari nails the side profile. This car looks beautiful from the side profile, and that is just iconic Ferrari. Ferrari just creates beautiful looking cars from the side. There's no doubt about that. This is no exception. Now, let's jump to the taillights, and you'll notice a very big change here. And they mention it here as well. So the taillights have evolved radically from Ferrari's iconic round shape, and they have. The eye-catching, more horizontal luminous rings create a more horizontal perception of the taillights, which in turn visually lowers the height of the tail. I guess that's the reason they made that design choice. Personally, I think it looks pretty good. I could give or take this or the round taillights. It really doesn't matter to me. I think these look good. I think the whole rear of this car in general looks very appealing. However, where I feel like this design just doesn't hit it for me is the front. So let's jump to the headlights. And Ferrari actually does talk about this here as well. So they say another signature solution is the headlights, which hail a move away from the L-shaped look to a slender slit design integrated with the brake ear intakes, resulting in a characteristic C shape, which lends the front of the car an original and futuristic appeal. In an absolute first for Ferrari, the SF90 Stradale uses matrix LED headlight technology to improve visibility in all driving conditions, thanks to active beam control. Now, they say original and futuristic. Now, original for Ferrari, sure, but when I see this kind of headlight design and I see the front of an SF90 Stradale, the brand that comes to mind is Bugatti. These look like Bugatti headlights. While yes, it's true, these are not total knockoffs of Bugatti. As a matter of fact, they do look quite a bit different when you actually get a good look at them. And, the overall shape is different. But that slit design is very Bugatti-esque. And again, it's just something that I'm not particularly a fan of in terms of design. I liked the L-shaped headlights. I feel like they were kind of iconic Ferrari, and they made the car feel like Ferrari. I feel like the front of this car doesn't necessarily look Ferrari. Meanwhile, the rest of the car absolutely screams Ferrari, but the front of it just not quite there for me. And again, just my opinion. I'm sure there's many people that love the design, and I actually like the design too. I just don't like it for Ferrari. To me, it's kind of like McLaren abandoning the swoosh headlights, which is something I liked as well. So with the interior, you got a 16-inch curved display that's behind the steering wheel. It displays all the statistics of the car to the driver. And the car also employs a new heads-up display that reconfigures itself according to the selected driving mode. The steering wheel is carried over from the 488, but now also features touch interfaces that control various functions of the car. And other various buttons and levers are retained from prior Ferrari models. In other words, this is your pretty standard Ferrari interior, very driver-centric. Everything is very focused and pointed towards the driver. And the passenger should just feel lucky that they're along for the ride in an SF90 Stradale. That's my thoughts on the SF90. All in all, I think it's a strong addition to the Ferrari family, and certainly the kind of car that I want to continue seeing in the hybrid space. What are your thoughts on this car? I'd love to hear them, so leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing for much more content like this. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.